If your porch roof, sunroom, or small addition keeps leaking, the problem might not be the shingles. The problem might be that the shingles should have never been installed there in the first place. A lot of homes have a one-section roof that is much flatter than the rest of the house, usually covering a porch, patio, sunroom, or a small addition. And because standard architectural shingles are cheaper, easier, and match the main roof, some contractors install them there anyways. But a few years later, the homeowner starts seeing leaks, rotted fascia, stained ceilings, moss growth, and water sneaking into places that it should never reach. So in this video, we're going to break down the 2 to 12 pitch rule and why low slope roofs leak, what capillary action has to do with it, and what materials should actually be used instead. Hey, I'm Max here with the Roof Lab, powered by Van Martin Roofing. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most common mistakes that we see on porch roofs and low slope additions: standard shingles installed on a roof that is too flat. This is not just a cosmetic issue. It's not just a bad luck leak. This is a physics problem. Because shingles are not a waterproof roofing system by themselves. They're a water shedding system. That distinction matters. A steep roof uses gravity to move water down and off the home quickly. But when the roof gets too flat, water slows down, wind can push it backwards, and surface tension can pull it underneath the shingles. That is when the roof starts working against itself. So before we get into why this happens, let's define what roof pitch is. A roof pitch is the amount of vertical rise compared to the horizontal run. So when someone says a roof is a 6 to 12 pitch, that means for every 12 inch the roof runs horizontally, it rises 6 inches vertically. A 4 to 12 pitch means it rises 4 inches for every 12 inches across, and a 2 to 12 pitch means it only rises 2 inches for every 12 inches across. And that 2 to 12 number is extremely important, because standard asphalt shingles are generally not supposed to be installed on roofs below a 2 to 12 pitch. That is the danger zone. If the roof is lower than 2 to 12, it is not steep enough for standard shingles to shed water the way that they're designed to. And even between 2 to 12 and 4 to 12, you usually need special installation details and underlayment requirements because the roof is still considered a very low slope. So when a contractor looks at your roof and says, "It's fine, we'll just shingle it," the first question should be, what is the actual pitch? Because if nobody measured the pitch, they're just guessing. And guessing is how porch roofs leak. So here's the key concept. Architectural shingles are designed to overlap one another. When water hits the top shingle, it runs down onto the next one and so on and so forth, eventually falling off the roof. That works beautifully when gravity is doing its job, because on a steeper roof, the water has velocity, it moves fast, and it doesn't sit there very long. But on a low slope roof, the water slows down and spreads out. And the longer the water sits on the shingle roof, the more opportunity it has to find a weakness. And this is where the problem starts. Because shingle roof has seams, overlaps, nail heads, and edges. It's not just one continuous sealed surface. It depends on water flowing downward, not lingering. Now, let's talk about capillary action. Capillary action is the ability of water to move through the small gaps because of surface tension and adhesion. In plain English, water can actually get pulled into tight spaces. And on a low slope shingle roof, those tight spaces are everywhere. They're between the overlapping shingles, they're around the nail heads, they're where two materials meet, and they're under the edge of the shingle. So on a steep roof, gravity is stronger than that effect. Water runs down and falls off. But on a low slope roof, gravity is weaker because the roof is almost flat. So water moves slowly enough that it can get pulled back up under the shingle overlap. And that is capillary action. And once water gets underneath the shingle, it can find nail holes, seams, decking joints, and fascia edges. So when a homeowner says, "Why is my porch leaking?" the shingles look fine. The answer is the shingles may look fine, but the roof was too flat for that shingle system to work properly. Now, add in wind. During normal rain, water wants to move downhill. But during wind-driven rain, water can get pushed sideways or even up. That is already a challenge on a steep roof. But on a low slope porch roof, it becomes a major problem because there's not enough pitch to help move the water down quickly. so wind can push the water up under the shingle laps towards the wall, toward the fascia, or into vulnerable transitions where the porch roof meets the main house. And that is why these leaks often show up around porch ceilings, sunroom tie-ins, fascia boards, wall transitions, low roof edges, and areas where leaves and debris can collect. And if the roof has trees nearby, moss and algae can make the situation worse because they hold moisture on the surface even longer. And this is where some contractors try to get around the issue. They will say, "Don't worry, we'll just put ice and water shield under the shingles," or "We'll use 2 layers of underlayment." And yes, better underlayment may help reduce risk in low slope situations, but it does not magically turn the shingles into the right product for the roof that is too flat. And here's why. The shingles are still on top, the water is still moving slowly, the laps are still exposed, and the nail heads are still part of the system. The shingles, they can still trap moisture, and over time, that trapped moisture can lead to premature shingle aging, moss growth, algae growth, granule loss, soft decking, and rotted fascia. So underlayment may protect the home for a while, but it does not solve the actual design problem. The real issue is that the roof needs a waterproof membrane system, not a water-shedding shingle system. That is the difference. So then what should even go on a low-slope porch roof? In most cases, you want a low-slope roofing material designed to handle slow-moving water. And there's a few common options. Option 1 is modified bitumen. Modified bitumen is often called rolled roofing. It's made for low-slope applications and creates a more continuous surface than shingles. Instead of relying on individual shingle laps, modified bitumen is installed in rolls and sealed together to better handle water that moves slowly across the roof. This is a common option for porch roofs, small flat sections, and certain additions. Option 2 is EPDM rubber. EPDM is a rubber membrane roofing system. It's commonly used on flat and low-slope roofs because it creates a continuous waterproof layer. Instead of hundreds of individual shingle pieces, you have a membrane designed to keep water out even when the roof does not have any slope. This can be a strong option when installed correctly, especially on small, low-slope roof sections. Option 3 is TPO. TPO is a white membrane roofing system often used in commercial roofing, but it can also be used in certain residential low-slope applications. One major advantage of TPO is that seams are heat welded. That means the seams are fused together instead of relying on overlapping materials. For the right roof section, TPO can be a very effective way to eliminate the capillary action problem because you're not depending on shingle overlaps to shed water. You're creating a sealed membrane system. So, how do you know if your porch roof is in the danger zone? Start by asking for the pitch. If a contractor is giving you an estimate, ask them, "What is the pitch of this roof section?" And if the answer is, "I don't know," that is a problem. And you can also use a basic pitch calculator. Measure how many inches the roof rises vertically over 12 inches horizontally. If it rises less than 2 inches over a 12-inch span, standard shingles should not be used. If it's between 2 and 12 and 4 and 12, ask what special low-slope installation requirements apply. If it's above 4 to 12, shingles are typically more appropriate, assuming the rest of the system is installed correctly. This is why a pitch calculator on your website can be useful for homeowners. It helps them understand whether their porch or addition is in the danger zone before they get a quote. So, why does your porch roof keep leaking? A lot of times, it's not because the roofer missed one nail. It is not because the shingles were defective. It's because the wrong material was installed on the wrong slope. Standard shingles are designed to shed water quickly, and low-slope roofs need materials that can handle slow-moving water, wind-driven rain, and areas where water can sit longer. And that's why pitch matters. That's why capillary action matters. And that is why we'll just add extra underlayment is not always good enough. So if you're getting a roofing estimate and your home has a low-slope porch roof, patio roof, sunroom, or addition, do not just ask whether the shingles will match. Ask whether the shingles belong there at all. Ask for the pitch, ask what material is being used, and ask whether that section needs modified bitumen, EPDM, or TPO instead. Because the goal is not just to make the roof look uniform on install day. The goal is to keep water out for the long term. Here at the Roof Lab, our goal is to help homeowners understand roofing decisions with real information and not sales pressure. If you want help understanding whether your porch roof is too flat for shingles, just reach out to us. And if this video helped, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone dealing with a porch roof leak or getting ready to replace their roof. Thanks for watching. We have new videos coming out every week, so stay tuned.